You are listening to the Franchise Growth Catalyst Podcast with Angela Cote. Now, go be awesome.
Hello, Angela Cote here, and here we go with another episode of the Franchise Growth Catalyst Podcast. I have to start out by saying how overwhelmingly emotionally intense it was to receive such an incredible birthday greeting recently from my good friend Robert Bruschi, franchisor of Control V. Thank you for rallying a few of my closest friends in franchising to put together a birthday video with lots of exciting birthday wishes and really warm messages that made me just feel very loved. So thank you to Robert and to everybody who did such a great job and really made my day and my year. And it'll definitely be something that I cherish and hang on to that video and use anytime that I need a little pick me up. So there we go. That is just awesome. If you haven't seen it, it is on YouTube. If you just even go on YouTube and search Angela Cote birthday, go be awesome or something like that, you will definitely find it. So here we go. We're going to talk today about a new initiative I've got going on with my team called the Play Bigger Performance Groups. Now, just to be clear, this is not the same as the weekly roundtables that I do for franchisors. They're a little different, and I'll get into that just in a minute. But the Play Bigger Performance Groups are something that I'm launching, and I'm stoked to be able to provide a solution to some of the key pain points that I see for franchisors. And so this was not only born out of wanting to fill a gap in the franchise community, but also as a result of the success of the weekly franchisor roundtables that I just mentioned that I've been hosting. So I'll start by explaining the roundtables just to kind of give you the background and context on that. So the roundtables were really a response to the shock of the pandemic. And what happened was I was working with my clients and working towards launching these Play Bigger Performance Groups when COVID hit. And I could see that people needed more than ever to have the opportunity to kind of work through the shock together and to kind of figure out what the heck to do. And so rather than charging people anything to get together or trying to pull my franchisor clients out of, the all hands on deck mode to meet with me for a strategic session talking about growing the business, because that didn't feel appropriate at the time, I just decided I'm just going to host roundtables where I offer to bring people together. I had no idea who and if anyone would show up. And when I look back at my calendar, I actually hosted 3 in the week of March 16th to 20th. I think I must have been in shock myself because I kind of barely remember that. But I'm glad that we did, because it's grown and I've seen just such incredible results from people collaborating. And, we come together weekly. There's some people that are quite regular that return every week if they can. There's some people that come every now and then and just take a few nuggets from their peers. And there's always new people every week. So if you haven't checked it out, be sure to send me a message and I will send you an invite. It's super informal, no commitment required, no fee, no cost, just an opportunity to come on and bring a challenge to the group or share something with the group that you have figured out that could be valuable to other franchisors. And so in seeing these just, even small changes that people were making because of coming together and these ideas, I thought, now imagine if I could really amplify that and really help people increase momentum and growth through a collaborative approach. So I actually did a podcast where I dove deeper on the topic of collaboration and how much it's interesting that we promote our franchisees getting together and collaborating. We try to leverage the collective wisdom of the franchise system that way. But as franchisors also need a forum to collaborate and get support from. So on that note, we're going to talk now about the Play Bigger Performance Groups, but I am going to start with the pain points that I am solving by hosting and providing these first ever play bigger performance groups. And so I am just in the process here of finding my slides so that I can, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually follow along on my slides. Okay, here we go. Hopefully, that was seamless, the transition to pulling up my slides. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can follow. If you're listening, I'll make it just as valuable. I always say doing something is better than nothing. So if there was any technical glitches that you noticed there, my apologies. But I believe that we don't want to overthink things, because then we just get slowed down, and analysis leads to paralysis, and perfection is the enemy of done. All right, so here we go. The play bigger performance groups. We are going to start with the pain points. So these are the pain points of franchisors that I saw at a high level that I wanted to help solve. So the first one is loneliness. I see franchisors at conferences, and especially newer franchisors or franchisors that haven't been to the conferences before, or maybe are a little bit more introverted. And I hear and see that they can feel alone. And I think as a franchise community, first of all, we need to do better at trying to make those connections when we see that. But fortunately, my Play Bigger performance groups will offer a solution to that. And I also see that franchisors feel alone in the everyday hustle of running their own business. You know, my clients often say to me, like, I wish I had a partner, like a business partner. And some franchisors do have partners. But even then, you can feel lonely, because it really comes down to being around people that really understand what you're going through. And so that's one of the pain points that I'm trying to solve here. And the other one is accountability. You know, you go to a conference as a franchisor and you get fired up, but then you go back to the grind and the excitement fades, or everything gets kind of lost in the shuffle as you get back into the day-to-day grind. So in order to solve these pain points, I have created what I call the Play Bigger performance groups. And I do have a pilot group that's been running for about 6-7 months. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But I'll first tell you what these Play Bigger performance groups are, just at a high level. You can also go and check it out on my website or email me for more information. But just to give you a sense, they are bi-weekly 90-minute sessions in a small group of 4 at most franchisors that are hand selected and that are matched up based on desired outcomes and mindset, and people that are going to push each other but support each other at the same time. And so it's the same 4 people coming together every 2 weeks so that you get to know each other and work through problems together. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. What else is involved if you're a part of a Play Bigger group is you'll get access to my resources. So if we're in a group and we're talking about something to do with franchise recruitment, and I happen to have an awesome script I can share, or we're talking about franchisee support and you're trying to figure out how to optimize your franchise advisory council, and I say, oh, I've got a resource for that. So there's going to be access to those resources, which have been put together based on my many years of being in the world of franchising, including the last 4 or 5 years running around and investing all kinds of Canadian dollars at the US and Canadian conferences to really ensure that I'm really up to speed on best practices that I share with the people around me. And also within the Play Bigger performance group, there is a group chat. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in a minute as well, but there's a private group chat for your own cohort and a quarterly happy hour where we'll get all the Play Bigger groups to come together and have a little social event just to continue to build relationships. And lots of other little cool things that happen within the Play Bigger groups. But that's kind of at a high level what you need to know about them. So it's like a mastermind, but I'm not using the term mastermind because I think that it implies things that people are expecting a certain thing. And I want to make sure that I'm being clear on what I'm doing here that's maybe a little different. So I'm going to tell you about the pilot group for a minute here. This group actually has 5 in it. I brought together sort of my 5 longest term clients, core clients, and we've been coming together and really just piloting the best way to get the most value from being this group of franchisors that wants to level up their business. So we get together, we have these regular sort of mastermind roundtable style meetings. And during those meetings, everybody takes a turn bringing an issue to the group that they would like some input on. And everybody in the group, their peers, chime in, and myself included, with my insights from, kind of the higher, like, bird's eye view. Or we have a specific topic that we talk about and work through together as a group. So in my pilot group, I have to say, I think the thing that they love the most out of everything is the group chat. It's a hit. And so when a franchisor in this group wants to reach out and ask each other, how did you deal with this? Or I've got a franchisee saying that, or does anybody have a template for, rent relief from a landlord, or whatever it is, people are using that chat to extend the value of being in this group beyond just the sessions that we have that are pre-scheduled. They also have accountability to their big, hairy, audacious goals. So if they've got goals that they all have goals. So when we talk and we're talking about, how does this help you achieve your goals? We help keep people moving forward because they're accountable to do the things that they say they're going to do. And really just building relationships and networking. I think we all know the value of relationship building and networking. And so just a couple testimonials here. This one is from Ruth Egbaji from Code Wiz, an emerging franchisor who is just a rock star. I'm super excited to have her as a client and a member of a Play Bigger performance group. And she says, having been part of Angela's Play Bigger performance groups has elevated my expectations of myself, and as a result, elevated the growth of my franchise. Being exposed to other perspectives and creative solutions used by peers has so much value because we all tend to get stuck in our own head sometimes. Another one from another favorite of mine, Jennifer Cotillo of Be Balanced Hormone Weight Loss Centers. She says, what I like about Angela's groups is that we are a group of the same 5 people who meet regularly. So we are really getting to know each other, which is deepening the level of support we can give each other. And so that's just a couple of examples of what people are liking about the pilot group, which will continue, but we'll set up new Play Bigger groups to accommodate different franchise stores. So how is Play Bigger different? You might be wondering. You might be thinking, I'm already part of a mastermind group, or I'm already part of I go to this roundtable weekly, or whatever it is. And so I'm going to go through what makes the Play Bigger groups different. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is the scientific matching. So we've actually enlisted Rebecca Monet and her Zoracle Profiles assessments so that when somebody is going to join a Play Bigger group, or when I'm forming a group, I can look at what they're trying to get out of it and what are their behavioral traits and what's important to them so that we can match people appropriately. Now, this isn't to say that everybody will have the exact same opinion or be at the exact same stage, because sometimes it's good when there's that little bit of almost like tension or challenging of each other, or as Rebecca likes to call it, co-opetition. So the goal is to really optimize the matching in the group. So it's not just a random group of people coming together. It's a group that we believe are going to really get value from each other because of what we've learned about them and their values. And like I said, their mindset and their drive and so on. The next thing that sets my Play Bigger performance groups apart is the intimate group chat that I mentioned. So keeping in mind that each cohort is only 4 franchisors. So this group chat is only the 4 of you and myself, so that you can reach out to each other and ask questions. You can do anything from ask for help, ask to be talked off the ledge. You can make jokes in there. It's a private and safe place to just decompress even about the challenges of being a franchisor and really not feel alone. It has been like incredible to see the relationship building that is going on in that group, and how people just are supporting each other like family members or even more. So that group chat is something I'm really excited about. I just simply do it as a text chat because People like that they don't have to go onto some other platform and learn a whole new platform and app. We just keep it simple, and it's been fantastic for the last 6 or 7 months. And so, yeah, real-time support from fellow franchisors is what that group chat is all about, and the opportunity to share problems and wins. The third thing that makes my groups different than a lot of the opportunities out there to network virtually is the hybrid approach. So it's really a hybrid of peer support, which is everything from the intimate cohort, the group text chat, the biweekly sessions and group discussions, mixed with having a business coach in your corner, myself. So you have access to my resources, as I mentioned, my expertise and the lessons that I've learned in my life in franchising, which goes quite deep, and I'll speak about in a minute, and also the speaker sessions. So from time to time, we bring in somebody who has a level of expertise on a topic to help with anything from, say, marketing to get more franchisees, to, how to do an item 19 during COVID, because of COVID, the way things changed. So the speaker sessions are a way to bring like a deeper level of expertise into the group. And so lastly, and humbly, I say that the last differentiator is me. And so this is a little awkward, but I will say that I am the creator of something called the F3 framework. And what the F's stand for are my franchisor experience, my franchisee perspective, having been a franchisee for 18 years, and the time I spent in the field, all with the family business, which started back in 1980, and we grew over the years to almost 500 locations. So bringing in those 3 different perspectives to help people think about what the decisions they're making, and make sure that we're not leaving, franchisees out of the equation, or we're not missing something as a franchisor. So yeah, over 25 years in franchising, whether I liked it or not, with the family business, M&M Food Market, and then the last 5 years advising franchisors. So having the opportunity to lift the hood on a lot of different franchisors' business, everything from wax bar to VR arcades, to daycare, Spanish daycare, cat hotels, you name it. I've worked with tutoring companies, all kinds of different types of businesses. So the type of business is not a challenge. We'll figure it out. It's all about what we know about franchising and then applying it to your specific industry. So if this is piquing your interest and you're getting stoked to play bigger, and you'd like to check this out, I would love to have you check it out on my website. If you just go to my website, angelacote.com, that's COTE is cote.com/play bigger. You can see all the information there. The investment is $500 monthly, and we just ask for a minimum of 4-month commitment, because we want people to really be able to experience the change that's required. It doesn't happen overnight, and we want people to be able to build those relationships. So it's just a minimum commitment. I'm sure that with the matching that we're going to do and all the things that have been working so well in our pilot group, I'm confident that the 4 months will fly by and you'll want to stick around. You can also follow along on social media for more information. You probably see me there before, maybe not, but I'm on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And of course, just my website, angelacote.com. So on that note, I will sign off. I would be thrilled to see your beautiful smiling face and hear your insights as a franchisor in my Play Bigger groups. If you have any questions, feel free to email me direct, angela@angelacote.com, or if it's sort of a more administrative question, and you can either email me or you can email admin@angelacote.com, and my gal Alexi will get back to you. And so there should be no roadblocks. So there you go. Get on the website. Let's check it out and go be awesome.
Copyright 2020, Angela Cote Inc. All rights reserved.